Welcome back to Backward Point Podcast. In this episode, we will discuss the first ODI against Pakistan and West Indies, Pakistan and South Africa in Faisalabad. But before all of that, some leftover Asia Cup drama that we have to get into. With me, as always, my brother co-host Bashar Sayed. Bashar, am I banned? Do I have any demerit points? Can I be on this podcast?
You can go on this podcast.
I'm good. Any suspensions?
You have some demerit points, but it takes 4 demerit points before you get banned.
Okay, so I'm good.
You're good for now.
All right. Why did I get a demerit
Watch
point?
what you say.
Why did I get a demerit point?
Because I wanted to give it to you.
Okay, fair enough.
So, yeah, just following up on some Asia Cup drama, which seems to be never ending. ICC has put a ban of 2 matches on Haris Rauf. And essentially what's happened is that if a player collects 4 demerit points over the course of 24 months, he is automatically given a 2-match ban. And so Haris Rauf was given 2 demerit points on 2 separate occasions. These were all within the Asia Cup on 2 separate India versus Pakistan matches. And so 2 points in the first match, 2 points in the next match, 4 points in total. And Haris Rauf was called in the ICC office for a hearing. He gave his reasonings. And ultimately, ICC put a 2-match ban on him after giving him 4 demerit points. The Indian captain, Sky, has also been given 2 demerit points for his comments after the first India versus Pakistan match on September 14th. And so I would say he is walking on thin ice, because if he gets 2 more demerit points in the next 23 months, he could also be banned. So he should watch what he says in the next India versus Pakistan match at the T20 World Cups. If he tries to please the BJP government or the Indian nationalist people, he could be in hot waters.
But a lot of Indian fans and friends of ours are actually wanting that. I think they're kind of done with the Sky era, which is the whole other situation of in itself. Honestly, Bashar, the Asia Cup was brutal in more than one way. And the most brutal thing of all was just how exhaustive it was on not cricket stuff. And so I'm a little bit like, oh, here we go again. Do you even know who has the Asia Cup right now?
Did you watch Buttafast live today?
Yeah.
And so a lot of what
good stuff from Emmer
Naqvi said is that he doesn't watch cricket anymore. He barely watched the Asia Cup.
But he told us this during our lunch as well. He was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
But he said it now on record.
Oh.
So, I mean, a lot of what he said was he doesn't follow cricket anymore, specifically major tournaments, because of how much the game has been politicized and how much a certain country is trying to sideline and isolate Pakistan, even in cricket. So it's just not fun anymore.
It's just like one of the main reasons why we don't follow the IPL. That's because of the soft boycott of Pakistani players. And if that's the way that the IPL wants to run its league, then we just won't cover it.
It's also what Waz said recently for Wisden. I'm not sure if you heard, but Waz was invited to the Cricket Impact Group Summit in the US, which is basically an event organized by Liam Plunkett and his company. And Waz was asked what he doesn't like about cricket right now. He says about the politics and how there's a certain league that is boycotting Pakistan players. And, you know, and if you're an international league, players from all over the world should be coming in. And just the general politicization of the sport hasn't been fun as a podcaster covering the sport.
Yeah. And it's not only that, because the IPL team owners then have other teams in other leagues, and then that ripple effect falls forward. Anyways, that's just like the stupid trashy stuff about cricket, world cricket, that we unfortunately have to cover. And but as it stands right now, a little bit of housekeeping news. If you haven't seen our video of both Bashar and I facing 100 miles an hour. Well, you didn't face 100 miles an hour. You chickened out after 90. I faced 99 miles an hour. I faced 5 deliveries, hit 1. You guys can check it out. We'll leave it in the description somewhere. At the end cards, Bashar will do the favors.
Actually, yeah. At the end cards, also to the magic of YouTube, I will link it right here if you want to watch it.
Yep. And you guys can check that out. Leave some support on that, because that's, again, something different we're trying to do. The podcasting stuff is always fun, but it's always fun. It's always nice also to get into the field and play some cricket. And hopefully we'll have some more videos like that on the pipeline. Hopefully have some more star players as well. People really loved our Muhammad Nawaz video. It's our most viewed video of all time. And it's crossed over 500K on YouTube. So thank you guys all for watching that. And we'll try to do some more with some other players in the future.
History today in Faisalabad as international cricket returns after a gap of 17 years. The last game here played was between Pakistan and Bangladesh back in April of 2008. And to know how old this match is, I want to go through the playing 11 and just hear your reactions.
Okay, hit me.
Openers, Salman Butt, Naseem Shah.
Okay, all right.
One down, Yunus Khan.
Okay.
Mohammad Yusuf.
Yep.
Shoaib Malik.
Yep.
Misbah al-Haq.
Yep.
Shahid Afridi.
Yes.
Kamran Akmal.
Okay.
Sohail Tanveer.
Uh-huh.
Umar Gul. And then your favorite of all time, Rao Iftikhar Anjum.
My favorite of all. He's an Asia Cup winner.
Is he?
I think so.
No.
Was he not in the squad?
That was Izashima.
No, but he was in the squad.
I doubt it.
Okay, I gotta double check that. Somebody double check who was in the 2012 Asia Cup squad. Damn, bro.
Shoaib Malik captain and man of the match, Salman Butt.
That's a blast from the past. I never knew Butt and Naseem Jamshed opened together.
Yeah. This is
When did
early on in Jamshed's career.
When did Jamshed debut?
I think 07.
07.
I think he had a 50 on debut.
Yeah, because I remember the 2012-13 series against India. But
I also remember like shortly after that, he got caught for cheating in his grade 9 exams.
Yeah, we should have known.
And he went to jail.
The foreshadowing. The foreshadowing is insane. I have another trivia for you, though. That's a crazy team, by the way. Stacked team. The last test match played in Faisalabad was Pakistan versus India in 2006, I believe. To double check that. It's the test match where Shahid Afridi has the highest score. He scored 156 there. He has his highest test score there. It is also the test match that ended up in a draw, but it's the test match where MS Dhoni bowled and Shahid Afridi bowled a 4-over spell where he bowled, I think he bowled fast in that. Shahid Afridi and Yunus Khan bowled in those.
That's insane.
In the fourth inning.
Even Yunus Khan bowled in this ODI match, both 4 overs.
Yeah, this was the Yunus Khan is turning into sort of Ganguly era.
Yeah.
And then he was also keeper at one point too,
I
remember?
think Faisalabad is known as a really flat pitch.
Yeah.
I think I was looking at the test matches here. 13 of the 24 test matches have been a draw.
This is also an era where draws were a lot more.
But why is there a draw? Because if the pitch is flat, everyone's scoring 500.
Yes, I see that as well. But again, this is just draws have gotten less and less in this year in this era of cricket. Like I was actually listening to Stick Cricket podcast, and Bumble was asked
Stick to cricket.
whatever that is. Is it not Stick Cricket?
No.
Oh wow,
That was the
news.
game.
That's news. The opportunity lost Bumble, but he was asked if Test cricket is more entertaining now than it was like 20, 30 years ago, and he said 100% now. Because A, teams go for results, which is, you can see that definitely. And B, it's just more competitive. Like what game can top the Headingley match that Ben Stokes won?
Insane.
It's insane.
I still sometimes go back and watch that match.
I do, like once every 3 months, I'm like watching those highlights, especially day 4 or day 5, whatever it was. Insane stuff, right? So yeah, that's one of the reasons. But I just thought like Faisalabad has enormous history. And there are other cricket grounds in Pakistan that have enormous history as well. For example, Peshawar comes to mind, and I'm already hearing the PSL talk about bringing Faisalabad and Peshawar into the mix of PSL games.
I think the next team in the PSL, one of them at least, will be Faisalabad.
I think that's the foreshadowing already.
Because they have a stadium, they can have a home and away matches. So I think it's going to be a great
and
opportunity.
And you can see from the turnout of the guys today, of the fans, I should say, 17,000 people sold out.
It had sold out crowds even for the Champions Cup that happened early on this year.
So there's a huge appetite outside of your typical Pindi, Lahore, Karachi grounds. I think this is a great opportunity for, okay, maybe let Pindi, Karachi and Lahore host the test matches. Like, this is an old video of Virat Kohli talking about having test centers. Like, for example, Australia or England does. Like, he was talking about how when there's a 5-match test tour of Australia, we already know it's going to be Perth, Gabba, MCG, Sydney, and Adelaide, for example, right? Or Hobart. But the 4 out of 5 are locked in. Same thing with England. We know it's going to be Lords, Leeds, Headingley, Oval, and
Manchester.
And Manchester or Birmingham. Like one of those 5. So we have those 5 locked in as well. For India, he was complaining about how like we don't really know where we're going to be playing. It's scattered. We should have 5 test centers and then have ODIs and T20Is in other markets. I think the similar plan should be followed. Firstly, scrap 2 test matches for a series. That's stupid. Absolutely insane. Makes no sense. Either have 1 or 3. Have an odd number so we can have a result. Firstly. Secondly, have test centers like Lahore, Pindi, Karachi for 3 at least. And if you want to
Multan also.
Multan, you can shift those 3 to 4 venues into like the top 3 and then keep those in play. But then have Faisalabad, Multan, Peshawar, Hyderabad, these smaller markets for T20Is and ODIs where a lot more people will come and garner interest and then grow the interest that way. And I totally am like seconding Virat Kohli like I do in most things, that this is probably the way to proceed in the future. And obviously like the PCP will never do this because they're incompetent. But at the same time, good ideas because Faisalabad today showed that, all 3 of the games are already sold out.
Yeah.
which is telling me this is a huge
It's
appetite.
remarkable.
It's insane. And it's a huge appetite for cricket here. Yes, give them more T20Is, give them more PSL games. These people will show up and it was such a enormously engaging crowd. Like they were hooting and hollering and having a good time. And obviously when Babar came, it was a whole thing. But yeah, more of this, please.
We had Usman somebody on a podcast many years ago, and he mentioned that he witnessed one of the greatest spells in Test cricket that he's seen live, which is Shoaib Akhtar against England in Faisalabad.
Shoaib Akhtar the one where he put the slow one?
Yeah, slower ones, and then getting Flintoff out. So, like, he was just describing how the stadium was erupting as Shoaib Akhtar was running into ball, and just the ball, the fiery spell there. And just the viewing experience. One of my friends also is from Faisalabad, and he has watched games in Faisalabad.
Shout out AR.
And he's mentioned how the viewing experience is really good.
I could notice that just because it's a smaller ground. It holds like half of the people that the Horde and Karachi hold. So like immediately it's more intimate. And then secondly, because of the way that it's dressed up, the quote unquote the gallery, not the gallery, what is it called? The fences are short, and so maybe they cover the first, second, maybe third rows of the bowl. Everything else is like open.
Sixes were going in the crowd.
And yes, that too, I think the ground itself is like 65, 70 meters max from the square. And so like everything is like very close. You're in the action and you're following all along. The only thing that was a little bit, I wouldn't say unfun, but just awkward, not easy on the eyes, was just the smog/fog of it all. That I'm like, I don't know if maybe this is the wrong time of the year to play in Faisalabad, but that was a bit annoying, but we found that in Lahore as well.
It's either you have the smog or you have the extreme heat. So they've chosen the smog.
They've chosen the smog. I mean, I don't know how the South African players are like dealing with it, because the first thing that happens to me when that type of weather is happening in Pakistan and I'm in there is my voice goes away. So these guys are really like taking care of themselves, probably staying in air conditioning where the air is cleaner rather than staying outside. So tough on them.
The first ODI begins, and this is, I think, the preparation for the 2027 ODI World Cup. And it begins here. Pakistan has a new captain in Shaheen Afridi. And looking at Pakistan playing 11, there's been two changes from their last ODI they played against West Indies. Fakhar Zaman comes in for Abdullah Shafiq. Fakhar Zaman was rested from the T20 side, and he was sent back to domestic.
On his own behest.
Correct.
He asked for this.
Correct. And he scored 4 50s in the 6 innings he played for Ahmedabad. So he seems to have gotten some runs there. And then Shaheen came in for Hasan Ali, who is dropped from the ODI squad altogether. And I also have an update on our favorite guy, Wasim Jr. So my issue with Wasim Jr. was that he was in the Pakistan squads for the last 3 series. And I was wondering, why is this guy not getting any matches? Naseem Shah was parachuted in from outside the squad into the playing 11 directly, and that wasn't sitting right with me. So as I have understood, there's been some biomechanical action work done on Wasim Jr. Because he kept having these recurring lower back injuries. And so to prevent that from happening, the current management and bowling coach have worked very closely with Wasim Jr. on ensuring that his action gets remodeled to the extent where he does not get injured again. And so he was with the team traveling, being coached by the bowling coach Ash, and there's been constant work being done on his workload, just making sure he's match fit. And as I expect, he will be getting some matches in the coming ODIs coming up. There's 2 more games left against South Africa. There's 3 ODIs coming against Sri Lanka. So Wasim Jr. might be in the 11 for those games.
This will calm a lot of the Wasim Jr. fanboys who are always like, "Where is Wasim Jr.? Where is Wasim Jr.?" We'll see him very, very quickly. The one thing that I'm interested about is how Shaheen Shah Afridi's workload will be managed in ODIs. They basically have 3 ODIs in 6 days, right? Usually what we've seen with Shaheen is like he plays 2 out of the 3 in a series, especially if it's back to back. Now it's not really back to back, but like the hours between the first and the second ODI is like 36, not even. By the time this first ODI ended, it was less than 48 hours till the next one had started. And so the third ODI is going to be a bit interesting for me, where is he going to play all 3? Because he's going to bowl 30 overs in 5 days?
I think they might rest him for the upcoming tri-series. So we have Salman Mirza as a backup for Shaheen. So I think he comes in against Sri Lanka or Zimbabwe. So they're not like be-all, end-all matches. And so you can manage Shaheen's workload then.
But I'm talking about this specific
series. I think he plays all matches here.
He has to, right?
He's the captain.
He's the captain.
He has to
There's
play
no
all
way.
the matches. Correct.
This is one of the worrisome situations that I was facing when they announced Shaheen as captain. Because Shaheen as T20 captain is like a 1-for-1. Like, it makes complete sense. He can bowl 4 overs. He can even bowl back to back in 2 days if need be. It's the ODI stuff, the workload, the temperature of the ODI games being already like 50 overs is a lot. And I'm always just curious on how they're going to manage him because he's always been like the delicate horse of this entire apparatus. So interesting to see how.
And we also saw like Shaheen looked really good in the Asia Cup and against West Indies when he came back after like a 6-month gap. So he looked a lot more fresher. Just recently, this whole T20 series, he looked a bit tired in the first
they
game.
made him bowl 26 overs in a day and a half in test matches.
Yeah.
Where he's not used to bowling that kind of spells.
Yeah.
So I mean, where do we even start with that?
Yeah. Just a last comment on Wasim Jr. A lot of our bowlers are coming up the ranks in domestic PSL, the Pakistan Shaheens, Pakistan team, and they're coming up with some improper bowling actions that are biomechanically not friendly, and hence they're picking up injury. Whether it be Naseem with his lower back injuries early on in his career, whether it be Hasan with his ankle injuries, Arshad Iqbal right now going through treatment for his ankle. So these guys are coming up through under 19s, under 16s, domestic, PSL, Pakistan Shaheens, and nobody in the circuit, no coaches are catching these very basic biomechanical issues, their actions that are leading to injuries and also reoccurring injuries. And so it's also very worrisome that we don't have the coaches at the NCA level, at the domestic level, who understand biomechanics, who can work with these players and ensure that they stay injury-free to maximize their limited fast bowling careers.
Dang, you sound like Doc. He's always like, the biomechanical, this, that, and the other.
No, it's just like, so Wasim Jr. has to be with the Pakistan team, work with the bowling coach on tour, and fix his issues then. Because as we've heard, like players have been sent to the NCA with specific instructions on how to fix certain things, whether it be their run-ups, their load-up, their wrist position, and they've come back from the NCA to the Pakistan team with those issues being persistent and more issues being added. There is a specific coach in the NCA who has never swung the ball in his entire career. How can he teach a youngster how to swing a ball? It's like, I have never learned how to ride a bike. I have driven a car my whole life. How am I going to teach somebody how to ride a bike if I have never done it myself?
Are you willing to take names on this podcast?
No names, but just no.
Do the math. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's tough. And it's like, how do you even overcome that? It comes back to the whole incompetency argument that I was making at the top of the podcast, which unfortunately this is why Pakistan cricket is so hard to follow, is because you can see the glaring mistakes and no one there to fix it. Now, the whole biomechanics thing that you were talking about, I was making fun of you a little bit, but I was that was in jest, because in order for, let's say, somebody to even identify that issue, we needed someone like a Mike Hesson or international management, quote unquote, to come in and be like, hey, Wasim Jr., you're maybe slinging your back a little bit too much. You're at the risk of getting a back spasm in like 6 months if you keep doing this. How about we send you back to the NC and fix that? He's been playing international cricket for like 4 years. He's been in the circuit for at least 6 to 7 years. This is an issue that should have been spotted right as he was stepping in.
How can Akif Javed play for Pakistan without run-up? Somebody explain.
Yeah, I agree. I mean...
And so couple our coaching incompetencies with our medical panel, and that is a disaster, recipe for disaster.
Yeah. I took a few coaching lessons in Karachi at the Moin Khan Cricket Academy, and those coaches were very capable. Like, they could immediately identify, hey, Nazar, this is your issue. Like, this is what's happening. I did some batting coaching, and I was like, okay, so this is the level that I'm getting here in Karachi at a very, like, not even club level, maybe club level, right? I'm assuming the NCA coaches are, like, better than the coach I saw at Moin Khan Cricket Academy, but I guess not. I'm not
I
sure.
think you had like very basic like technique issues.
Yeah, but these are also very basic technique
But this
issues,
is like fast bowling. Okay, what is there what's it called? Hyperflexion in your bowling action. How is your follow through?
But here,
braced front leg.
Listen to me. When we went to Islamabad United, you showed your bowling video to Cliffy Deacon, and he immediately was like, "Oh, this is the 3 or 4 things that I see." And he's not even a bowling coach. He's a physio for cricket in the camp. If he can identify that, then why does it even have to be so further down the pipeline for someone to identify that, hey, Naseem, you have this issue, or Wasim, you have this issue, or Shaheen, you have this issue? You know what I mean? I don't know. Some of these issues, like the Naseem thing, is like you can see it from your naked eye. His landing foot still points to fine leg. That's
his entire body is like, if you pause when he's about to release the ball, it's as if he's going to ball the ball to the fine leg umpire.
Yeah,
and then he's twisting, he's turning.
A lot going on.
Also a lot going on. Yeah. He's young right now. He can probably sustain, but like once he gets a bit older and his body starts to wear down, what happens then?
Do you want to get in the match?
Let's go to the match.
I want to start with Naseem because I think he was the highlight bowler for Pakistan. And then I also want to contrast his numbers in this format versus other formats. So let's start with the numbers. Naseem Shah in ODI cricket for Pakistan, 30 innings, 58 wickets, best 5 for 33, and an average of 24 with an economy of 5.4. This is his best in all three formats for Pakistan. The worst, I believe, is in tests, which is just, it doesn't even make sense.
35 average.
Yeah, 20 matches, 60 wickets, best 5 for 31 again, but 35 average and 3.7 economy, 1 5-wicket haul.
Yeah, I think Naseem excels in ODIs. That's his best format.
Yeah, and it's just like it doesn't make sense to me. And then in T20s, I was very shocked by these numbers of Naseem Shah in T20s. 31 innings, 28 wickets, so more innings, less wickets, and best for 3 for 21. That includes that 3 for 21. I believe was against India at the World Cup. 33 average, 8.06 economy. So something has gone awry with Naseem Shah. We've talked about this many a times. ODI still stands to be his best format, and he proved it today. He had a really good spell, even early on, and then a really good finish in the death as well. But the whole Naseem Shah conundrum is weird to me. I don't understand how a bowler that was consistently bowling at 145 and now is clocking in at 134, 135, 10 clicks, easy dropped, and then line and length slipped away. He's looked a lot better.
And he's also lost the in-swinger.
Lost the in-swinger.
Like, remember the 2020 Asia Cup final? He bowled an in-swinger, bowled Kusal Mendes.
Yeah.
What happened to that? It's gone?
It's gone. And I don't know. Like, this is what I'm a bit shocked by, this whole situation of Naseem Shah's, I don't want to say downfall because it's way too early to say that, but it's definitely decline.
There's a dip.
There is a dip. He's sort of wavered and stagnated a little bit today, but I'm glad he had this performance in his belt, and he actually was decent in the T20I series as well. I'm hoping that dip is now coming back upwards. Only time will tell, obviously, but interesting little career for me so far. What do you think?
Yeah, I think his numbers are actually more concerning after his comeback from injury, like especially his T20 numbers. His economy.
What year was the injury?
Last year. So basically all the matches he's played since last year is post-injury.
24-25, you said?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think his economy in T20s has gone up. He is averaging like a wicket per match. So
you're actually very right. So his numbers before pre-injury. So in 2022, 3 matches, 10 wickets, 11 average. This is a T20I, I believe. No, these are ODIs. Even better because this is the format that we're discussing. 3 matches, 10 wickets, 11 average. That's 22. 23, 11 matches, 11 matches. Lost it. My bad. 11 matches, 22 wickets, best 5, 19 average.
This is what year?
This is 2023.
Okay. The year he got injured.
The year he got injured. Then 24 and 25. In 24, he has averages 20. Yeah, he's averaged 29, 10 wickets in 6 matches, and then 2025, 10 innings, 16 wickets, average of 35.
Yeah,
that includes the game that ended yesterday. So it's a bit tough. I'm trying to make sense of it myself. I'm hoping that this is the momentum that he needs to sort of ride back and hopefully get more wickets. And wickets are just the way this game is. It's so fun. You could be having a horrible year, and then the next year you could have the best year of your entire life. And it just depends on how many runs you're getting if you're a batsman and how many wickets you're taking. And all of that, the wrinkles of your performance sort of fade away once you have those numbers behind you and you feel a bit more confident. Even with Babar, the 30, 20, 50 will help him not only in that format, but I'm pretty sure in all the other formats coming forward. So hoping Naseem gets better and better from here, because he was supposed to be the right-hand man for Shaheen Shah pre-injury, and they were supposed to rule the world together like Wasim and Fakhar did, and it just like sort of didn't happen. And now I'm hoping that it happens. Whatever the best ability that it is for both of these to work together, I'm hoping that jives.
Yeah. Let's go to actually the first innings, and South Africa got off to a really good start. This Pretorius guy is kind of identified as the next big top order batting talent from South Africa. He had a really good SA20, and he, I think, averaged he's 166 strike rate in the SA20. So he is being said as to be the one to watch out.
There was another Pretorius that played for South Africa.
Dwayne Pretorius, fast bowling all-rounder.
No connection?
No connection. I don't think so. Yeah. But yeah, they got off to a good start and there wasn't much swing or seam up front. And so they just seed off the new ball. And DeCock on his debut, returned to
debut,
the ODIs, scored a 50. And then Pretorius on his debut scored a 50. There's a picture going viral on the internet where there's DeCock with baby Pretorius. And now he's opening with DeCock on his debut.
Well, life is weird, man. But stuff like that always warms my heart because I'm like, hey, that's amazing.
It's also a picture of Alex Hale with Schreibachter. And Schreibachter is having some sort of like rosa in his hand.
Okay, and this is not that kind of podcast, Bashar. Moving forward, I think South Africa had a really nice start. The way they were playing, 300 was definitely on the cards. And so that's why I believe that Pakistan's bowling really helped.
140 for one.
140 for 198 for one, Bashar.
Yeah.
Was the vibes. That was 98 was the time when the first wicket fell. Now this is where I talk about the Karachi agenda, Saim Ayub. Is he still a part-time bowler or is he officially put him in as an all-rounder? He is a all-rounder, batting all-rounder.
I think at this point, if I had to choose between who has to bowl amongst Salman Ali Agha and Saim Ayub, I would choose Saim Ayub.
Yeah.
So for me, Saim Ayub is a better bowler than Agha. And
more variations, better dip, better line length control. And you just saw it
got the breakthrough of Pretorius today. And
I think that's also good for Agha, less pressure on him. You can just focus on his batting and fielding.
Even though Shaheen chose to give Agha the over ahead of Saim, and Agha went for 30 in his 3 overs. But I think going forward, Saim could be a very handy player. Like he is giving me like Mohammad Hafiz vibes. Opening the batting, kind of he can has the potential to bowl 10 overs in a match.
Yeah, and we can talk about the opening with Saim's batting as well, because I thought he played a very handy knock today. But his bowling was basically what broke through the South African wall. And not only that, he added to those wickets, getting Dezorzi out early as well. And he really managed to get himself not only in the runs, but also in the wickets. Stopped the runs, got the wickets, made sure that South Africa were in pressure. And his spell was one of the main reasons why South Africa didn't end up at 320 and got bowled out for 268.
Yeah.
268.
Saim, and then there was a really good spell in the middle by Naseem and Abrar.
Yeah.
Getting wickets there. That's what basically got them. They lost, I think, 8 or 9. They lost 7 wickets for 88 runs. And that was basically what broke their back. And they were kind of on track to get to 290, 300 maybe. But it was wickets in the middle that stopped the scoring rate.
There was a moment where Naseem Shah bowled.
Bretsky was a no ball.
I missed that. By the way, full disclosure, I was sleeping through this entire game. The game started at 5 a.m., ended at like 12. So I was like, I slept in today. But I did catch a little bit here and there on Twitter, Instagram, and then watch the full 45-minute highlights that I could find online. But I did not see that.
I'm glad you mentioned this. So basically what happens is that Naseem gets Bretsky bowled. He turns around to the umpire because I think he knows he kind of overstepped. And when they double checked it, it was a no ball. And this is Naseem's 3rd no ball in his last 2 games. So there seems to be an issue happening with his run up, his landing, where he is continuously overstepping. Now, this can be bypassed in a bilateral, but this happens in a World Cup and an Asia Cup match.
Was this early on in his spell, or when was this?
This was, I think, in his comeback spell because Bretsky came in and...
how many runs was Bretsky on?
I think he was like in his teens.
Okay, so he went on and scored 42.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show the impact of that wicket, or lack of wicket, I should say.
Correct.
Yeah, so definitely something to work on. And I'm glad he's catching that on his own. If a bowler knows that he might have overstepped, that just means that, it's a run-up issue that can be fixed.
I think no balls are absolutely criminal because it's a controllable. A bowler can control where he lands his feet.
Do you bowl no balls?
Not front foot no balls, no. Never.
Have you ever?
I have, but very rarely.
I don't think I've ever.
You're a spinner.
In a club match, spinners bowl no balls.
You bowled wayside no balls. You're like, oh yeah, the slippery.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yes. Okay, so front foot, no. But I don't cross the front line. I think my foot lands actually like right on the line. Like my toes are on the line. So I'm quite a bit deep into the crease. Yeah, the waist high ones are just like, sometimes the ball is wet. You're trying to rip it a little bit too much and it just falls off or darts off uncontrollably. That one I'll take. But yeah, the front foot is not my thing.
So South Africa get to 263 thanks to a 9th wicket partnership between Corbin Bosch, which lasts for 34 runs, And
Could have been detrimental.
It could have been. Like, looking at what happened towards the second innings, 10 more runs there, and this game was like in the bag for South Africa.
Reminded me of that Pakistan versus Australia game.
There was also a Pakistan versus South Africa match. That same era, like that same 2-3 years.
No.
I think this is 2013, 2014. Pakistan needed like 20 runs and 5 wickets in hand, and immediate collapse, Pakistan lose.
No,
like there was a story about Wahab Riaz like eating chicken wings in the dressing room.
Oh yeah,
and suddenly he's like, okay, there's wickets falling. I got to pad up. And there was a hat-trick chance. He goes into bat, and they still lose the match.
No, the Australia one was insane because they needed like 4 off the last over or something or 5.
Yeah.
And Glenn Maxwell of all people
to Mohammad Irfan.
To Mohammad Irfan. Stop that.
So Pakistan is notorious for making a meal out of these very easy matches.
Let's start from the top. Fakhar Zaman, 45, looked on song. I think the break from T20 has really helped.
Lots of dots in his innings.
A
lot of dots in it. Like he covered it up towards the end with hitting a 6 and a few boundaries.
I would love for Cricket to have the dots also.
For each batsman?
For each batsman. They have it for the bowlers, but I think it's an important stat for the batsman as well. Just to make sure what kind of innings they were playing, just for the context of it all. But just please talk about it.
Yeah, despite 4 4s and 2 6s, his strike rate was still around about 78. And it was actually Saim who took the game on early on. And I guess Pakistan wanted to just preserve some wickets and not have a collapse up top. But it was towards the back end of Fakhar's innings where he had a 6 to George Linde, and not really sure why South Africa bowled Linde against Fakhar Zaman, because he loves the left arm spin matchup against himself.
Yeah, but Fakhar Zaman still 45 impactful runs. Saim, you're right, took it on. He also showed brought in his no-look shot. Again, the ball is too low here for him to actually execute that shot properly.
It's not enough pace on the wicket.
Not enough on the pace. Yeah, not enough pace, not enough bounce. He actually is kind of cramping for room to execute that shot. He got it off the middle, but just by luck, he got saved there. I don't think that was given for a boundary, I believe. So
Saim's ODI numbers are really looking good.
Saim's ODI numbers are amazing. So 13,
and I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but looking at the ODI World Cup in South Africa, I think a really good combination for our bowling could be that we can have Shaheen, Naseem, Haris Rauf / Wasim Jr, Fahim Ashraf, and then our 5th bowler could be a combination of Hussain Talad, Saim Ayub, and Salman Agha.
Okay, Mohammad Nawaz as well.
Mohammad Nawaz can't really play, I think, as I would rather play Fahim over Nawaz in South Africa, because you need a fast bowling rounder. Well, because then how would you play 3 seamers?
3 seamers. Okay, fair enough. Okay, definitely a conversation.
It's like I'm getting way ahead of myself.
Way ahead.
Way ahead. Like 2 years in. It's Pakistan cricket. These guys might not even be in the team.
Saim Ayub, 13 innings, 582 runs, 113 high score, 3 centuries, and a 50.
What's his average?
48.5.
Strike rate?
101.
Really good.
Solid numbers.
So him with Fakhar, this is like, if these guys can fire, this is a really good opening pair.
Now, how many innings did it take Babar to score the fastest 1,000 runs?
I don't know.
Was it
30? I think it's going to be around about 20-ish.
Okay,
I don't know.
I got to double check. I remember Babar was the one who broke that record. But yeah, 13 innings, 582, pretty good solid start. I think this is his best format in my opinion. Test is he is an all format player, and if you develop him right, he should succeed in all 3 formats. But ODI is the one that really suits his form, where he can go at 85, 90 strike rate and be very impactful and have a long and deep innings. Again, he just needs the time and patience to develop into that player.
I agree. Saim gets LB and then Babar comes in.
Can't believe he reviewed that. Can't believe Fakhar let him review that.
Yeah.
That's insane. This is where I think the Babar Azam thing comes in, where there's been a lot of argument online if Babar is definitely as big as they say he is. Is it just a fandom thing? Is it an echo chamber where everybody's living in, and those earthquakes or reverberations are being felt throughout because the echo chamber is so loud? And I think today it was kind of proven that Babar Azam at least has the aura and respect that Shahid Afridi had 20 years ago, where once Shahid Afridi was out, the stadium would empty up. And that's exactly what happened when Babar Azam went out today. Now, Babar came today, a check shot for 4. And not a good shot, but not good enough to be put into edits, if you know what I mean. just like a check shot for 4.
I think they'll still manage the edits.
And then after that, he was just kind of looked a bit lost again, which was, maybe it was because they had the left armor in. I can't believe he still has no answer.
I think he set him up. Like the ball before that, it was just like a really simple, like a straighter one. And this one, he went wide of the crease, a bit of a sling reaction, darted in.
Skidded as well, stayed low.
And I'm glad that Rizwan told him up front, that's dead out.
Exactly what I was going to say. Like that's dead. And I'm glad he didn't review that. I have a hot take. I think after a very long time, I think pretty reassuredly say that Pakistan probably has a very solid middle order.
But don't you think there's a lot of like the same guys that are playing in like together? Like Babar, Rizwan are both, like with Rizwan's strike rate is 85, Babar's is like 87. So like they're like similar kinds of players back to back.
Yeah, so anything under 300 they'll chase with a heartbeat because they're those guys.
But 3, 4, 5. If you're looking at the World Cup, right, you're going to see a lot of high scoring games in South Africa. They're going to be quick, fast, bouncy pitches, short boundaries, and I think like 300 plus is going to be the average score.
That's fair, and but I still think because Agha and Rizwan have chased 330 or 350 odd like this year, less than 7 months ago, they still have that gear into them to go into that overdrive and score at 120, 115 strike rate. You don't need more than that in T20Is, even if you have to chase 350. You can do that with 100, 110 strike rate and then make it up near the end. Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan, Saman Liaga, those are your 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. That's solid, man. The day Babar Azam is on song, he wins the matches. Rizwan and Agha have such a good chemistry and alchemy when they're batting together. They really understand each other. They, again, much like that South Africa game that they won in the Tri-Series earlier this year, they took this one away from South Africa as well.
91 partnership off 111 balls. You could be critical of Rizwan being a bit too slow, but I think in the context of the match and back-to-back wickets falling and you have to rebuild, I think he played a good knock.
I agree. And it was the foundation that Fakhar and Saim set up. I think Rizwan and Agha just took that.
I'm also glad that Rizwan came out and scored because, again, he just lost his captaincy his first game back. And I'm not sure if he has the best relationship with the current management.
I think this is where I have to give Rizwan props. I think I don't know if you heard his post-match ceremony, post-match conference, I should say. But he talked about how, when he was captain, he used to say that I'm not the captain, everybody's the captain. And then somebody actually made a joke about that. One of the reporters was like, you said that and now Shaheen's the captain. He's like, my relationship with Shaheen has not changed. And my relationship to the game has not changed. Like you can see today, I gave it 110%. I wanted to win for Pakistan. That's just who I am. And that's hopefully what we will continue to do together. And I think that's a really good positive outlook. Things are not in his control. Unfortunately, that's just the way Pakistan cricket rolls. And if we as fans and commentators and podcasters have to get used to that, I'm pretty sure the players have to as well.
I'm also liking Hossain at number 6. Like he is a lefty, has some pretty good shots against spin. I think today Agha should have been the one to finish the match off, and he kind of let it go till the end. His wicket fell, Talat went, Nawaz went, and Pakistan at one point needed like run a ball, and it got to 10 runs off 7 balls. And if it wasn't for that 6 that Nawaz hit, this could have been a really embarrassing loss. And I want to also talk about Hasan Nawaz, who
I think he's playing way too low.
I think he's lost his dismissals are concerning.
Annoying, I would say.
It's kind of like he came onto the scene, he burst onto the scene, he was amazing, phenomenal, smashing sixes here, there, everywhere. And something happened around the time of that Tri-Series in the UAE plus the Asia Cup where he just seems lost. And even today, his dismissal was ugly. Like he came down the track, totally missed the ball, didn't even try going back into the
crease. He was trying to hit it on mid-wicket. If you just the same shot, if he came down the track, he tried to hit it like maybe square.
Why do you want to hit a shot? It's like 20 off 20 balls, run a ball and just tap it on for a single. You will get that one bad ball to hit a boundary off. Why are you trying to force a boundary option?
I agree. Nerves, immature, lack of game sense. Like you can attribute so many different things to that. But I totally agree. I also think he's playing at number 7. It's not too low.
I think his role is like number 6, number 7, finisher, power hitter kind of thing. Because again, he hasn't played much first class, so 50 overs for him is a lot. Like it's a long time if he's there early on.
So this is what I was saying. Like, let's say this entire team goes into that World Cup, right? You can just take Hasan Nawaz out. You could put Fahim Ashraf in, and you can take Hasan Nawaz out, and you can put Wasim Jr. or Haris Rauf in, and you can have the same team.
I think that's less batting depth then.
No, but you have Mohammad Nawaz after Hossain Talat, man. What do you want? And then Shaheen Shafi is quote unquote also kind of an all-rounder and slog it out. Naseem can hit some as well. I would rather take that than
a specialist batter who is not scoring.
Exactly. Yeah. And worst case scenario, if you want to put Fahim in for Hasan Talat, you can do that too. But I think Hasan Talat is fine here. But again,
yeah, not bad actually. Yeah, you can have Fahim and Nawaz there together. But I think like Saim is good enough that he's kind of bowling good overs.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think again, Mohammad Nawaz's batting is just like exquisite.
Match changing 6 today.
Yeah, match changing 6 today, and he's just has had that presence ever since his comeback this year, and he hasn't looked back. I think he's been an integral part, at least in the T20 side, and now in the ODI side as well.
Fahim mentioned in his post match when he became the player of the series that a lot of confidence being given, a lot of role clarity by this management to the players, and that's really helped them with the preparation and also just being ready for all the matches. So good signs.
This is how I know that like got behind and all these guys don't watch games, is because they kept shitting on Fahim Ashraf's inclusion and why is he playing? He's not bowling, he's barely batting. And then Fahim Ashraf became player of the series. I'm like, oh, okay. So these guys actually don't watch the game. Cool. Good to know for me as someone who consumes content on cricket all the time.
If you play cricket and if you want to buy your equipment, Yashi Sports is the place to go. They are Canada's home of cricket. They are where we went to shoot our video that just came out last few days ago. And they've given us the exclusive code BP15 for 15% off your purchase. Go to yashisports.com and browse through their large array of equipment, whether it be bats, balls, gloves, helmets, thigh pads, kit bags, shoes. Yashi Sports genuinely has it all.
Yes. Thank you, Yashi Sports, for, again, having us over, shooting that video. If you guys want to have a really fun time, go to that video and watch that entire video in the Hindi dub. I think you'll have a kick out of it. I think we did. Our mom enjoyed that a lot when that happened. Pakistan 1-0 up on the series. I'm predicting a 2-1 win, if not a 3-0 win. Pakistan should not be losing from here. And your prediction?
It's South Africa's B team, and then they've also lost Dewald Brevis with an injury. So it's a further depleted team.
So you should be 3-0ing, sweeping this team, right?
Yes, and there should also be a Babar Azam 100 coming up.
Yeah, amen to that. We're all waiting for that. Thank you guys for tuning in to this podcast. Hopefully, we'll be back soon for after the second ODI, covering that, and more good news in the near future about Pakistan cricket.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right.
Why are you laughing at that?
No,
Card behind.
You have more good news.
Card behind.